Maxwell, good to see you again, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's interesting, right? Because there's so many kind of elements in this show, but I wonder, like, when you're reading the script for the first time, is there an element you really love about it? Is it the, demon component of it, the horror movie component? Is it like the relationships between the characters? What do you like by just reading the scripts for Bondsman specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I think what drew me to the show certainly was the human familial connection, the real relatable stuff of that family tension, the second chances, the forgiveness, the not forgiveness, the needing to move on, the going back, all that stuff that someone can relate to, and then you drop that into a demon hunting world. I mean,
Mhm.
that is what really makes good horror for me when there's relatable stakes behind the horror. But I think what drew me to the character most was getting to combine um, my musical side with my acting side. Something
Yeah.
two parts of my world that are super important that I haven't been able to bridge together until now.
I don't know if you remember the first time we spoke, we were talking about Lost in Space. This was a while
Mhm.
ago, but like we had a big music conversation about like many genres. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah.
remember those guitars in the back too. Any kind of behind the scenes kind of jam sessions between breaks on the Bondsman specifically?
Yeah, totally. I mean, but also in terms of so much work going into that episode 7 little jam thing we got at the end. I don't want to say too much, but
Yeah.
a lot of that music in there. We 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 worked a ton behind the scenes on that for a
Yeah.
while too. Even before we got episode 7, we knew that we wanted
Mhm.
to bring one of the, most important familial moments. We wanted to tie it with that music because that's ultimately the source of a lot of tension between the
Yeah,
family is Cade's want to be a
for sure.
musician.
And then last question, because I can't wait for people to see, the Bondsman on Prime Video. It's such a cool show. I loved it. I was like, it was one of those. I watched the first one and I was like, I'm just gonna have to watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? It was like one
Yeah,
of those,
that's
right?
good.
Like,
Love
yeah.
to hear that.
Arcadian was something you did involving creatures. This is something that, you did involving kind of demons. Do
Totally.
they go hand in hand a little bit, or are they kind of separate once you wrap them specifically? Like, do mindsets or preparations from Arcadian come into play with the Bondsman, or are they separate?
I would say, I mean, there's some overlaps for sure, but I would say they're separate in terms of just what's there when you're filming.
Yeah.
I mean, for the creature acting, it's either nothing or a wildly talented stunt performer in a motion
Or
capture suit.
someone throwing a tennis ball at you or something.
Right,
You know?
exactly. Stuff like that. And then for demon hunting stuff, more often than not, you'll have a person there.
Mhm.
At least with our demons.
Yeah.
I think Cade just barely got a taste of that hunting world this season. So if we get another one, fingers crossed, I would love to get more involved in that. But from what I saw, it seemed like Kevin had some really intense, more physical moments with the demons than you probably would get directly with the creature acting. It's a lot more, miming.
When do you start thinking about the audience when you're working on a show like this? Is that something that happens a little bit after you wrap? Do you think about that a little bit while you're preparing? Because, like, are you ever conscious of the audience member while you're making this?
That's a great question. I mean, I think, you always want people to like the show.
Yeah.
And as a fan of the horror genre and as a fan of the sci-fi genre and those worlds, um, it's kind of impossible to not think about the
Yeah.
audience. But when I'm filming it, it's less so I'm thinking about the audience and more I'm just focused on the work because that's really the fun part to me is the
Yeah.
work. And then all this stuff that we get to do after is that's bonus.
Mhm.
But where I really, find my joy in doing this is committing 110% to doing my homework and, no matter how big or small the day is, going all
Mhm.
out.
Can't wait for people to check out the Bondsman. Good to see you again, man. Your third
Hey,
time on the show, actually, which is really exciting.
yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Hey,
Maxwell. Appreciate it, man.
hey, thanks. Great to talk to you again.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.